Oh my God. Oh my God. Now give me one reason, one single reasons why God will not keep coming through for black people. Give me one single reason. Just just within 1 week. Because the one that happened last week is not even up to a week. We are having another nonsense coming from these white folks. Now let it make sense to me. Let it make sense to me that a black woman that is already due, her husband brought her to the hospital. Not the one that happened last week that the nurse aggressively left the black woman sitting down, being in pains, screaming. It's not that one. This is another new whole story that happened. I think that was day before yesterday. You left a woman in labor, not even to monitor her at all, but they sent them out of the hospital. They sent them out of the hospital. And I think they said when they were driving out of the hospital, within 12 to 7 to 12 minutes, the husband of this black woman received this baby. Like, she gave birth to this baby in the car. You see the wickedness of these people? I don't know the level they have gotten to. Because at the end of the day, that is why we keep getting high rate of black women during delivery losing their child, or you ended up getting betting giving birth to a child. That child has one illness or the other, because that child has been exposed to one infection or due to carelessness, and so on and so forth. Welcome back to the channel. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. Let's watch these clips and I'll be back with commentaries. Credit to the creators.
Getting kicked out of the hospital in active labor for being black, and her husband having to deliver their baby on the side of the road. This happened in Crown Point, Indiana, where Mercedes Wells arrived in clear distress after hours of strong contractions. Staff focused only on her dilation number, decided she wasn't progressing, and discharged her. They did not track her contractions, did not reassess her pain, and did not listen when she said something was wrong. 8 minutes after being forced out, her labor collapsed into crisis. Her husband pulled over their truck as the baby crowned, delivering their child on the roadside while Mercedes screamed through pain that should never have been managed alone. They then drove 30 more minutes to another hospital because the first one refused to treat her. This is not a rare failure. Black women are repeatedly dismissed during pregnancy and birth, and the consequences are often fatal. Labor is not measured by dilation alone. If a woman gives birth within minutes of discharge, her contractions were clearly close and strong. The hospital missed what should have been obvious.
I have seen 2 fucking videos of pregnant black women at a hospital being refused care or being neglected while they are actively in fucking labor. And if the people who are recording these situations weren't there, we would have never fucking known about it. But amongst the black fucking community, and especially black women, we know this shit happens every fucking day. Hence the fucking black women mortality rate when giving birth. And both of these women literally gave birth minutes after these videos had been recorded. Literally. And what's crazy to me is they're clearly in distress. They're clearly experiencing labor pains. Because if the shit was just easy peasy lemon squeezy like a goddamn menstrual cramp, they wouldn't be at the fucking hospital. But not only are they being neglected, their life is in danger. That baby life is in danger. They're not hooked up to anybody's machines being monitored. Just ignored while they are actively in fucking labor. And this is the shit that we be fucking talking about. And I understand with the nurse, the La Krista, whatever the fuck her name is, I'm glad that she has been fired. And I'm glad that we have been on her motherfucking ass. But I want everybody to also realize that even if that was a black nurse, we would have been on her motherfucking neck, bitch. We would have been on that ass, calling the board. We want them licenses revoked. We want them license fucking revoked, because This is what we say biasness and racism is baked into the fucking system. You literally take classes while you're being a nurse to learn how to deal with every type of person. Every type of person. Man, woman, regardless of the fucking race. Everybody should be treated with the same type of fucking care. But this is the shit that we're met with all the fucking time. And another person had made a video and said, that bitch LaCrista would have been under the fucking jail if she did what she did to a fucking dog giving birth to puppies. And that speaks fucking volumes about being black in fucking America.
If you are someone who takes care of human beings in a healthcare environment, I need you to listen the hell up. I just watched another video of a black woman being dismissed in active labor and having a baby 8 minutes later. It is disgusting to watch, but finally, people are paying attention. This is an article that was written 2.5 years ago. I talked about how if you are a nurse who says shit like, I'm colorblind, I don't see color, I treat all my patients equally, that you are part of the problem. You are actively contributing to harm because your passive silence is active violence. So you might not be the nurse that does the side eye to a laboring black woman, but you won't be the person to speak up when something is wrong. You'll be the nurse just following doctor's orders, just pushing the patient to the car. But if you are the kind of nurse who cannot recognize that a patient's skin color, one of the most obvious things about them, puts them at a 3 times greater risk of death, what are we doing? I'm going to explain to you why equality should never be a goal in healthcare. Our goal should be equity. I'm going to use a photo that's often used to explain this, but I'm going to explain why it doesn't work on our scenario and give you a better example. So this is what equity means, okay? We're not giving everyone the exact same thing because giving everyone the exact same thing will still end with people having bad outcomes. We have to recognize the specific needs of our patient and give them exactly what they need to be successful or to live or to not be traumatized when they come into a hospital. Here's why this doesn't work when we're talking about black women. This puts the problem or the onus within the body of that person. So I do presentations for nurses and talk about the importance of speaking up when it might feel scary to protect our patients from birth trauma, harm, or death. And in this presentation, I made this graphic, which shows 2 equally heighted women in 2 different environments in the same place. This woman's ancestors were enslaved women who were experimented on by a monster named James Marion Sims and called it gynecology, given procedures without anesthesia because they thought black women could not feel pain. Even in my nursing books, in the culture section, it talked about how black women have a higher pain tolerance. In order to improve outcomes for this patient, we have to either repair the ground underneath her or move her to a safer location. We have to change her environment. And when it comes to birth, there's a lot of well-meaning advocates who say, this is why you should have a home birth. No, that should never have to be the answer. We have to make birthing in a hospital while black safer. And it starts by treating your black patients differently. Stop being personally offended if they don't inherently trust you because you're wearing a badge and scrubs, because they've likely experienced mistreatment from someone who looks an awful lot like you. It's why my 9-year-old doesn't fuck with bees. He got stung by a bee, and even though there are going to be millions of bees who don't sting him, he will never trust a bee. And I don't blame him, because every bee has the opportunity to hurt him. We know that black women are less likely to be listened to, so knowing that, how would you approach a patient who you knew was at a higher risk of not being listened to? Would you pull up a stool and hang on every word she says? Would you make a promise to listen to her? Would you echo her wants and desires louder to the other people on the care team? Would you act immediately if she says something is wrong? Or would you brush it off and say you're fine? But most importantly, are you willing to speak up against your coworkers, against people you may consider to be your friends, when something is not right? If even half of the healthcare workers in this country made a pact to never allow this type of behavior to exist in our orbit, we could make things better. But it counts on you holding up your end of the deal, to treat your black patients differently, to never be silent in the face of injustice, and to always be on the lookout for ways that you can help your patients feel heard.
The amount of Black people who get treated a certain way by hospitals, doctors, and nurses and physicians is fucking diabolical. I just saw a video of another Black woman who went to the hospital, was in active labor, and they kicked her out the hospital. Kicked her out. And 8 minutes later, she had her baby in her husband's truck. Where'd they do that at? I remember a couple months ago how a doctor posted about how people think Black women don't feel pain like everybody else. And I went straight to the comment section. And the amount of people that were like, oh, I went to the hospital for a toothache, or I went to the hospital because I twisted my ankle, and they did da 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 and gave me da 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 da. But then let a Black woman come in the emergency room or a doctor's office and they give you some Tylenol and ibuprofen because they think we're going to be addicted to something.
So not that we have another mom that was turned away, but this time in Indiana, her husband had to pull over on the side of the road and she had to give birth in his truck. Watch this.
Being kicked out of the hospital in active labor for being Black, and her husband having to deliver their baby on the side of the road. This happened in Crown Point, Indiana, where Mercedes Wells arrived in clear distress after hours of strong contractions. Staff focused only on her dilation number, decided she wasn't progressing, and discharged her. They did not track her contractions, did not reassess her pain, and did not listen when she said something was wrong. 8 minutes after being forced out, her labor collapsed into crisis. Her husband pulled over their truck as the baby crowned, delivering their child on the roadside while Mercedes screamed through pain that should never have been managed alone. They then drove 30 more minutes to another hospital because the first one refused to treat.
So now we can't deliver babies. I mean, my tubes are tired, clipped and burnt, but my heart goes out to any woman that has to go through this, because this shit makes me want to pop off like, I don't know, y'all. It's so sad. Like, why the fuck people are so evil and in the health profession?
Welcome back, guys, and I hope you guys have seen all of that clips that I've been able to roll out for you guys. I think one thing that these people always want is for us to always have problems. It's for us to always have emergencies, for us to always have more death record. Honestly. Because after watching all of that clip, what was their real reason of kicking that woman out of the hospital? What was their real reason? Every single thing that relates to us piss them off. Every single thing that relates to us make them angry. Every single thing that relates to us disgusts them. Because how can you not track this contraction? How can you not properly check this woman? How can you not properly do what you are supposed to do? You said as a nurse, as a doctor, you are called to support life. You are called to save life. But the only thing you do is kicking a woman that you know she is fully. Nobody would just, no Black person would just sit down and just take his wife to the hospital if she is not ready for delivery. Nobody will do that. And it's even more annoying that most of these things, not like you're doing it like it's a free thing. It is not free. These people are paying you money. In fact, these people are giving you the services that will pay your salary. But you people still choose. Some of these white folks, some of these spam color people still choose to be very, very wicked and very, very aggressive when it comes to the Black community, when it comes to people that look like me. And at the end of the day, you think things are really going to be rosy for them? Karma is definitely going to find them one after the other. As far as they have decided, they have planned that every single thing pertaining to us is a problem to them. We had a story that we are not even done with. We're not even done dealing with it. We're having another similar stories. And this is just the one that we captured, or this is just the one that is being captured on camera. What of the ones that are not being captured on camera? Have you asked yourself what really happened behind the scene? What of the ones that nobody is there to even film the process? What of the ones that is even happening and nobody is there to help? That is the most crazy one, because these ones are even being able to make it out to the internet so that justice can be served, Fafo can be served, Kamal can be served. But the ones we didn't see, how do we serve justice and Kamal for those ones? Why not, if you open an hospital and you feel like, okay, this place is not welcome, you don't welcome black folks here, why not make it clear and be like, okay, this is not a hospital for black folks, this is just for white folks, do not come here as a black folks, so that any single black person that actually gets to that point, we know that you took yourself there, they have made it clear that this place is not for black folks. But no, they don't state it that way. They don't state it that way. They just look for opportunity to bring out the current inside of them. And it is more painful, even if you like, go and do most of your research now, because I've done my 99% of women that die during childbirth, hospital care, and the rest of that are black women. They are black women. And later, some of them will come up and be like, I don't see colors. I don't see colors. I only see us. I only see human beings. It's a lie. They are more devilish in the heart, honestly. And black people, please, I've said this, right? Just know the area that you were not accepted. Know the places that they don't want you. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We don't support any form of violence here. This is just for educational purpose. With no further ado, I do like always in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys.